Imagine for a moment that the sun, the life-giving heart of our world, simply vanished. In its place, a darkness appears, but this isn't just an absence of light. It is a physical, predatory void. Within seconds, the Earth isn't just dark, it is falling. We are being pulled into a throat of shadow so wide that the entire solar system, from the searing surface of Mercury to the frozen plains of Pluto, fits inside it like a single grain of sand in a cathedral. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality of TON 618. It is an object so gargantuan that it doesn't just break the laws of physics, it laughs at them. We are talking about a gravitational titan that could swallow thousands of solar systems and still be hungry for more. Today we are diving into the abyss to meet the largest single entity ever discovered in the history of human observation. But before we cross the event horizon, if you find the sheer scale of the cosmos as hauntingly beautiful as we do, consider joining our journey through the stars by subscribing. There are many more mysteries waiting in the dark, and we would be honored to have you with us as we uncover them. To understand the nightmare that is TON 618, we must first define the nature of the beast. In the standard cosmic hierarchy, black holes are born from the corpses of stars. When a massive star exhausts its nuclear fuel, it collapses under its own weight, crushing matter into a point of infinite density, called a singularity. These stellar mass black holes are the common predators of the night, usually packing the mass of 10 or 20 suns into a space the size of a city. But as we move toward the centers of galaxies, the scale shifts from the terrifying to the impossible. Supermassive black holes like Sagittarius A star at the heart of our Milky Way contain millions of solar masses. They are the anchors of galactic rotation, the silent engines of creation and destruction. Yet even these are mere infants compared to the ultramassive class. TON 618 belongs to a category of celestial objects that shouldn't, by our current models, even exist. It is a region where gravity is so absolute that time itself slows to a crawl, and the fabric of space is stretched until it tears. The discovery of this monster was not a sudden explosion of data, but a slow, creeping realization. In 1957, astronomers at the Tonantzintla Observatory in Mexico were cataloging faint blue stars. On their photographic plates, one speck stood out, a point of light labeled TON 618. For decades, it was ignored, dismissed as just another distant star in a crowded sky. However, as our technology evolved, so did our horror. By the 1970s, radio telescopes revealed that TON 618 was emitting energy at a rate that no star could sustain. It wasn't a star at all. It was a quasar, a quasi-stellar radio source. We realized we were looking at the blazing accretion disk of a black hole located 10.4 billion light-years away. The light hitting our telescopes today left its source when the Earth didn't even exist. We are looking at a fossilized ghost of the early universe, a relic of a time when gravity was far more ambitious than it is today. Let's address the core of this entity, its sheer, suffocating size. TON 618 has a confirmed mass of 66 billion suns. Let that number sink in. If you took every single star in the Milky Way, every sun, every red dwarf, every neutron star, and melted them down into one single sphere of darkness, you would still be short of the mass of TON 618. It is more massive than some entire galaxies. Its event horizon, the invisible border where the escape velocity exceeds the speed of light, is a sphere of darkness 390 billion kilometers in diameter. To visualize this, consider that Neptune, the furthest planet in our system, orbits at a measly 4.5 billion kilometers from the Sun. You could fit the entire solar system inside TON 618. And then you could fit another 40 solar systems side by side next to it. If a traveler were to cross the event horizon, they would be so far from the singularity at the center that they might not even realize they were doomed for days. It is a dark kingdom, a sovereign territory of physics where our sun is nothing more than a microscopic spark. Why does TON 618 exist? This is the question that keeps astrophysicists awake at night. According to the standard Eddington limit, there is a maximum rate at which a black hole can consume matter. As gas falls in, it heats up and radiates light. That light creates outward pressure that should push other gas away, limiting growth. But TON 618 reached this size when the universe was less than 4 billion years old. It is a chronological impossibility. Some theorists suggest direct collapse, the idea that in the early universe, massive clouds of gas skipped the star phase entirely and collapsed directly into seed black holes the size of 1,000,000 suns. Whatever the cause, TON 618 stands as a defiant middle finger to our neat, orderly models of cosmic evolution. To truly grasp the terror, we must bring the monster home. If TON 618 were to replace our sun tomorrow, the end of the world would be too small a phrase. There would be no warning. Because the event horizon is so vast, the Earth would be swallowed before the light of the sun's disappearance even reached us. As we crossed the threshold, the sky wouldn't turn black. It would warp. The light from the rest of the universe would be compressed into a thin, brilliant ring above us, a photon sphere. Gravity would not pull on the Earth as a whole. It would pull on the side of the planet facing the center, significantly harder than the side facing away. This is spaghettification. The crust of the Earth would shatter, the oceans would vaporize, and the very atoms of our bodies would be stretched into long, glowing ribbons of plasma. Within minutes, the entire legacy of humanity would be reduced to information, encoded on the surface of a dark sphere, lost to the rest of the universe forever. While the interior of TON 618 is a tomb of silence, its exterior is a hellscape of unimaginable energy. Because it is a quasar, it is surrounded by a swirling disk of gas and dust spinning at significant fractions of the speed of light. The friction in this disk generates temperatures in the millions of degrees. TON 618 shines with the brightness of 140 trillion suns. It is so luminous that it outshines its entire host galaxy by a factor of thousands. It is a paradox of the cosmos. The darkest object imaginable creates the most brilliant light in the known universe. It is a beacon of doom, shining across 10 billion years of space-time to tell us that we are not the masters of this reality. As we pull back from the edge of the abyss, we are left with a profound sense of cosmic vertigo. We spend our lives worried about the trivial, the weather, the economy, the daily grind. But out there, in the silent reaches of the deep past, TON 618 is spinning, feeding, and waiting. It serves as a grim reminder that the universe is not built for us. We are a temporary chemical accident on a speck of dust, living in the brief window between the chaos of the Big Bang and the eventual heat death of the cosmos. TON 618 is a monument to the extreme. It tells us that no matter how much we think we know, there are depths to reality that we can barely name, let alone understand. And the most terrifying thought of all, TON 618 is just the largest one we've found so far. In a universe with 2 trillion galaxies, there are likely monsters even more ancient and even more vast, lurking in the dark, waiting for their light to finally reach our eyes. The abyss doesn't just stare back, it beckons.